In the quaint town of Ravenswood, nestled in a valley shrouded by dense forests, strange events began to unravel. The townsfolk whispered of a sinister presence, but no one dared to investigate until Thomas, an ambitious journalist from the city, arrived. Thomas had always been skeptical of the supernatural, convinced that every ghost story had a rational explanation. Determined to uncover the truth behind the rumors, he rented a room at the old Ravenswood Inn, a place notorious for its eerie happenings. On his first night, Thomas felt a chill in the air as he settled into his room. The flickering candlelight cast dancing shadows on the walls. Just as he was about to drift off to sleep, he heard a faint whisper. "Leave while you can." Startled, Thomas sat up, heart pounding. He tried to convince himself it was just his imagination. The next day, he interviewed the locals, who spoke of vanished children, shadowy figures, and unsettling noises. The stories were consistent, yet vague, adding to the enigma. That evening, Thomas decided to explore the woods. As he ventured deeper, the air grew colder, and an oppressive silence enveloped him. Suddenly, he saw a figureal woman in white, her eyes hollow and her expression forlorn. She raised her hand and pointed towards the old abandoned mansion at the edge of the forest. Compelled by a mix of curiosity and fear, Thomas followed her. The mansion was in ruins, its windows shattered, and its doors hanging ajar. Inside, the temperature dropped further. Thomas' breath formed clouds in the icy air. He heard footsteps behind him, but when he turned, no one was there. In the grand hall, he found a dusty journal. As he read, he uncovered the tragic tale of the mansion's last inhabitants. A family torn apart by greed and betrayal, their spirits trapped in an endless cycle of torment. The woman in white was the wife, betrayed by her husband, who had sought dark forces to gain wealth and power. A sudden gust of wind extinguished his flashlight, plunging him into darkness. The whispers grew louder, more insistent. "Leave before it's too late." Thomas could feel unseen eyes watching him. The weight of their years passed, and Ravenswood gradually faded into obscurity. Thomas' article became a local legend, whispered among townsfolk and shared around campfires. Many avoided the mansion, but for a few brave souls, the tale only fueled their curiosity. One such person was Emily, a paranormal investigator with a penchant for exploring the unexplained. She had come across Thomas' article online and felt an irresistible urge to visit Ravenswood. Convinced that there was more to the story, she packed her equipment and set off for the town. Upon arrival, Emily was struck by the eerie calm that enveloped Ravenswood. She checked into the Ravenswood Inn, the same place where Thomas had stayed. The innkeeper, an old woman with sharp eyes and a cautious demeanor, warned her against venturing into the woods, but Emily was undeterred. That night, as she prepared for her investigation, Emily reviewed Thomas' notes and mapped out her route to the mansion. The equipment buzzed with static as she tested it, and the air felt heavy with anticipation. The following evening, under a crescent moon, Emily made her way to the mansion. The journey through the woods was fraught with a sense of foreboding, but Emily pressed on. The mansion loomed before her, just as described, decayed and foreboding, a relic of forgotten times. Emily set up her equipment in the grand hall, her flashlight casting long shadows. As she started recording, she called out, hoping to make contact with the spirits. "Is anyone here? I'm here to help. Can you tell me your story?" At first, there was nothing but silence. Then, the temperature plummeted. Her breath became visible in the cold air. The EMF reader spiked wildly, and a disembodied voice crackled through the static. "Help us." Emily's heart raced, but she steadied herself. "Who are you? How can I help?" The voice continued, fragmented and pained. "Trapped, betrayed. Find the journal." Remembering Thomas' discovery, Emily retrieved the dusty journal he had left behind. As she flipped through the brittle pages, she uncovered details he had Mesita ritual, an attempt to bind spirits to the mansion for eternity. The final entry was a plea for forgiveness, written by the husband in his last moments of regret. Emily realized what needed to be done. She had to break the curse. Gathering her courage, she recited the ritual from the journal, hoping to free the trapped souls. The mansion shook, the air filled with anguished cries and a blinding light. When the light faded, the oppressive atmosphere lifted. The temperature returned to normal, and a profound silence settled over the mansion. Emily felt a sense of peace wash over her, knowing she had succeeded. Returning to the inn, Emily shared her experience with the innkeeper, who listened with wide eyes. The news spread quickly, and the townsfolk were both relieved and astonished. Ravenswood slowly began to heal, its dark past finally laid to rest. Emily's account, paired with Thomas' original article, became a testament to the power of truth and the importance of confronting the unknown. Ravenswood remained a quiet town, but now it carried a story of redemption, a reminder that even the darkest secrets can be brought to light.